What's going on, everybody? Stock Jock here, up $2,781 in the first hour of trading. I finished the day, as you can see, up $6,333. So another really good day. It's back to back to back 5,000 plus dollar days during this Thanksgiving shortened week. So really good day overall. Really good morning. It's really nice to see some consistent momentum in some stocks. So let's just break into the trade real quick, though. If you're not aware, I have a Twitch channel. If you don't know what Twitch is, it is just a streaming platform that allows me to stream my trades live from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. I'm there for the entire market open, and it's completely free. So if you're new to trading, come hang out. The link for that is in the description of this video down below. It's a great way to learn. It's a great resource for you. Ask questions. And for the experienced traders out there, it's just a great community to bounce ideas off of. You'll see in one of these trades I took today, if we didn't have someone call that out in chat, I wouldn't have seen it, and I wouldn't have made money on it. So without further ado, let's get into the trades. So my first trade was on Tesla, and this one, well, to start off, I actually did a swing trade. I held for gap play some 555 calls on Tesla. I swung them overnight. Tesla was gapping up, and then all of a sudden it just took a poop. I ended up closing these out of the open here with the sell-off for about a $3,000 loss. So immediately I'm starting off on the day down $3,000. Not great, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, well, pre-market wasn't so hot for Tesla. I mean, just completely dumpster fired. And then, it tried to go green and then immediately went red, only to moments later just completely just reverse and go up towards past high day. And I don't know, it was just kind of all over the place. So I took the 3K loss, pissed about it, whatever. And then NIO, this one, you'll see me, I hold a little bit longer. You can kind of see I hold this for about 10 minutes, and I'll just briefly go over this one. NIO, this one was, as you can see on the daily chart down here, this is the daily chart. This red line is the 9 EMA. And you can kind of see every time it gets to the 9 EMA, it bounces off it. 9 EMA bounces off it. 9 EMA bounces off it. Well, today we started right at the 9 EMA, and I bought that. And I did sell it for a nice profit on accident. You'll see that later, but yeah, not too happy about that. But back to Tesla. So my first day trade was Tesla, and what I was doing here is after we went basically this red to green move, we got a little bit of a pullback. What I typically like to do on pullbacks is like to see it bounce off the 9 EMA on the 1 minute chart, do a candle over candle, and continue up. So when it came down to the 9 EMA the first time, I got a little aggressive, and I don't typically do this. I bought support. This 9 EMA line is support. I just figured, Tesla's doing this breakout on the daily chart. It's going to get aggressive out of the gates. I'm gonna buy the support here. So I did it via calls. I bought the 550 calls, about 20 of them at $13.42. And it did get a bounce, and the next candle opened up. I'm looking for that pop, pullback, and then candle over candle entry for continuation. But what happened is I got a drop, a bounce, and then a candle under candle. So the downward move was still intact. And I stopped out right before we got the drop, the bounce, and then candle under candle. I stopped out. I was really hoping we get the drop and then the candle over candle for continuation, and therefore I would have been buying support and then selling the highs. What ended up happening is I just got a small bounce, and I was able to sell for a small win, about a $500 win there. But again, still red on the day from my initial gap play that did not work. So this next trade is in on NIO, and this is when I accidentally sell my calls because I'm I don't know, the caffeine just hadn't hit yet. So basically what I was looking for on NIO is I had this pop out of the gates, pull back, candle over candle, kind of failed. It didn't make a new high of the run. And then it started going candle under candle again. So what I did is I kind of just created this diagonal. Peak, peak. And you can kind of get away with doing this early in the morning, right? So I've got like a descending resistance line. I got another curl here, was holding the 90 MA. So kind of like a little bit of a wedge is what I was looking for. And it started to go hold this 9, and it was started to go candle over candle. So I took an early entry right here with stock. You kind of see 21.26 is when I got in. So right here, as it was going candle over candle, what I'm looking for is to break this diagonal resistance and then also break this horizontal. And if I could break that, why not break the other horizontal as well? So those are my kind of targets. So what ended up happening is it broke it initially, and it kind of, when these resistance levels break, I'm looking for kind of a fast resolution to this, not kind of just like hang out and then go like I ended up doing. But this was a little slow, and you'll see it when I run it live. Kind of broke into this area and then it just kind of snuck back in here, like almost like it was a false break. And you know, I don't want to mess around with false breaks, so I ended up selling as I felt like a false break was being formed here, meaning this is not going to go up, it was going to go down. And when I hit the sell button first, for some reason my hand was on the calls, and I sold my calls. Got a nice win out of it, but I sold my calls. And then I started to sell what I meant to sell, was my shares at 51, basically 35 average, 36 average. So about a $400 winner because I took 4,000 shares, only to have moments later it actually get the move I was looking for. But you know what? It is what it is. It didn't look like it was going to go at the exact moment I wanted it to. So cut it loose, take the profit, move on. Seven. Wow. Oh, I sold my calls. Son of a gun. Meant to sell my freaking shares. Dang it. So this next trade was on Tesla. So after going, you know, high day, making a little bit of run, it gave it all back. And I flipped over to Tesla, and I can see that it's about to go low of day. And I don't typically like chasing. I usually like something like this, where it made a drop, a bounce, and then you get a candle under candle for continuation of that drop. But in this case, you know, if people were long and they were holding, they're probably stopping out low of day. So I was willing to try this for just a scalp, and if I got lucky, there's two levels I was looking at for breaking, and I was going to cover into those levels. The first level was low a day break. So I went short as we're approaching low a day. And when I'm chasing like this, meaning I'm not getting in at a specific entry point like I would here, like a drop, a bounce, a candle under candle. Right here, that would be an area for strategy. If I'm chasing the move and it's already kind of expanded a little bit, I'm really tight on my stops, especially if it's approaching a support area, and this is, you know, legitimately a support area. So I got in, and I knew that if it looked at all like there was going to be a bounce here, I'm going to get out, because it could bounce $1 or $2. You know, it's Tesla. So, but I got in at right here. I took it short with some puts, for the 550 puts. And I got that break. And what I was thinking is, if this broke, there's a little pre-market support area right here as well. You can kind of see 1, 2, 3 levels of contact lined up basically at 547.10. And I thought, if that level broke, and you kind of see me zoom out, maybe we just get a pretty decent move down. And that's exactly what happened, actually. We got the low day break. We got this pre-market level broken, it flushed down, and I covered into that flush. So I went short 20 contracts, 1150, and I covered half at 1275 for about a $1,200 win, and the other half at 1249 for basically a $1,000 win. So really good trade overall. Starting to chip away. I think at this point I'm green in the day by like 200 bucks. So made back all my loss on the gap. Good trade, and back in the saddle. Took that short there. Get some of that Tesla flush. So this next trade is the trade that got called out in chat by one of our members. His name is Bogus Rogus, so you hear me call him out, thanking him for this trade. This was a remarkable trade. It was a great call out, and this is one of the examples where I literally make, how much did I make on this trade? He's following me. Mitch is following me while I'm recording. He doesn't even know. I literally make like 600 bucks here because of his call out. So what he saw is this spike out of the open, and then price action just kind of hits this wall, backs off, hits this wall again, backs off, and it's just a matter of time. You hit this wall enough, it's going to collapse. And when that happens, usually there's a lot of pressure built up, and you get a pretty big move, and that's exactly what happened here. Boom. So he calls it out. I flip over to it. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I hit the buy button right as it's breaking out. So I actually don't get the fill that I wanted. I wanted to fill at 107.37 right here because it looked like it was about to go. But I hit the buy button and I get filled at 107.71. I mean, geez, terrible fill, but it doesn't matter. It was moving up towards 108. I kept thinking to myself, okay, you're getting up to the top of the Bollinger Band here on the 1 minute. If you get anything over 108, that's bonus. And sure enough, got a pop over 108, and I filled it 108.04. So very nice trade. Wouldn't have seen it at all had Bogus Rogus not called it out. One of the main benefits of being part of a chat room, and ours is free, so come on in, is you got a bazillion other eyes looking at charts. And like this whole morning I've been, I was staring at Tesla and I was staring at like NIO, and that's it, like 2 charts. Today we had 250 people in chat. That's 250 people looking for other setups and calling them out as they see it. So huge benefit to be part of a trading group. Piton. Oh my gosh. Oh, of course I get in it late. Of course I do. Doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. Great call, Bogus Rogan. Great call. Great call. You talk about pressure built up. My goodness. Great call, Bogus Rogus. Oh. I hit the buy button twice. Nothing happened. Now it goes through. I'm selling. What the hell? The hell was that? E-Trade. Freaking E-Trade, man. Have I mentioned I don't recommend it? I literally click the buy button. Nothing happened. And then it goes through. I see Kodak. I do. Kodak, it's just like, how many times are we going to do these pumps and then nothing happens from it? Although this price range is getting squeezed pretty good. I would say over 757, then you get my interest big time. That's this kind of false break to the top side and then it retreated. You get over that 757, then you're talking. In fact, I'm going to put an alert on that. RSR. Kind of pulling back, right? Is this going to give us a spot down to the 40 or the 90 man the daily? That'd be ideal. NIO. It's breaking out. NIO, going for it. But Tesla, you gonna do it too? Let's see, TSLA 5 minute is up. 1 minute is up. Make sure this is a right chart. All right, that looks better. Glad I refreshed. $5.52. So this next trade was on Tesla, and what I saw here on the 1 minute is, it rejected the VWAP. It's coming back down. We had a couple levels of support here, a couple levels of resistance, and it kind of created this little wedge. And whenever a wedge is created, regardless of the time frame, usually it's price compression, and out of that area it expands. It looked like it was going to break to the top side at first, and then it rolled over, and then it broke to the downside. When it broke to the downside, there's a couple levels I was looking at initially. First off, this level to break, and then this level to break down here. Just some horizontals. So what happened is I went short, and I took puts again with this thing. I took the 550 puts, bought them at 1050. Came down and kind of got stuck. It just stopped, right? It broke this level, but it kind of just stopped. And I'm thinking, okay, this next candle needs to get that continuation here. So I sold half to lock in the profit. I like doing that. It ensures that I'm green on this trade rather than holding and hoping for a bigger win. I lock in some, and then I can play around with the second lot. So I sold half for $10.84. So basically 340 bucks. And I was watching this candlestick. This is what I was looking at the time. And it was a lot of pressure was being put on it, but it couldn't break. And then it started to move back up. At that point, I cover the rest, break even on the second lot, didn't make anything on it. Because what I was fearful of is this turning into a false break to the downside. And then you get candle over candle, and then it would go retest this guy and rip. What ended up happening is it got the drop, the bounce, and then the candle under candles, the thing that sent it lower, and then you got a drop, a bounce, a candle under candle to send it even lower, and then it found support at low a day, and we'll go over this. I think I traded this later on, and I'll show you what this looks like for reversal, but nonetheless made a small amount on this. Well, 340 bucks on this trade. Good trade. All right, make a break here on Tesla. Oh. Look at me, a false break. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Right down to this level. Breaking it. Oh no. Sell. Man, E-Trade is slow today. Finding some support here. See if this is the break, the 1 minute bounce, and then candle under candle. Is what I would look for continuation. I'm just going to cover this up, break even on the rest there, because I don't want this to be a false break and then it rip to the top side. So this next trade is just continuation again of this downward trend that we're in here. Those are the levels that we were looking at from earlier. This was again the initial drop I took, covered, it bounced, and then what I like to do is just candle under candle. So just how I do pop, pullback, candle over candle in an uptrend. In the downtrend, I do drop, bounce, candle under candle. So here's our drop, bounce, bounce candle, and then I entered right here. I was a little slow on it, but that was my target entry right there, breaking the low of the last bounce candle. So this is the last bounce candle, breaking that low, continuation. First target is here, which we broke. Second target was I was hoping to break that, but I couldn't do it. So as it came back down, I covered half and to lock in profit at the support level. And then inside this candlestick here, just like so, I was like, well, it's definitely turning into another bounce candle. Let me just cover up the rest, take profit on it, and then if we get the exact same play, drop, bounce, candle under candle, I'll play this again. So this will be the drop, bounce, candle, and then candle under candle would be the break right there, which I ended up taking. But we'll go over that in the next trade. Actually, I'll just go over it right now. That's exactly what I did. Kind of see right here at 10:06. This is 10:06. Got the drop, bounce, candle under candle, and I covered. What? Did I lose money on this trade? I did lose money. Did I hold too long? Must have gone too fast. Yeah, it just kind of dropped, bounce, and then bounced too fast on me. 10:06. How did I lose money on this? I must have just was way too slow on that because I got the play right. I just must have been, I got filled way too slow. So gained money on this one, right? Lost money on this one. Oh, and also there was a Amazon play. This was a swing trade that I closed up today. Amazon made a move. I took a swing trade on it, looking for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, kind of moving to that. I was red on it for a couple days, and then today it just made this kind of big move up to a resistance level that once I got up in here, I sold. I made a good amount of money on that. So that's what really brought me green to the morning, and then, made these couple trades here, and that's how we're at. That's how where we are at this point in time in the morning. He's going to slightly recover today? I don't know, but it definitely is a pullback day for sure. The puts. All right, going for the low again here. Oh, you gonna double bottom? No? Yes? 18, 10, breaking it. Okay, there we go. That's the flush I was looking for. 50. Yep, coming down to this one now. 57. Gonna sell half at that resistance. Break that, then we got low a day. It's a big level. Oof. So you got the drop, bounce, and then candle under candle again set up. Potentially. It might continue down. Who knows? In the 550, 547 level. Sure looks like it's going to get tested. I'm gonna cover up the rest for profit, and then I'll just play the 1 minute candle under candle here. Ooh, it's going. That was quick. That was quick. Come on. 46. So I'm gonna cover up because I missed that break by a big lot. So I didn't really make any money on that trade. I still think we go low a day, but I didn't like my entry. This next trade was on NBAC. This chart, this one was all over the place today. It's a low float. The news was just their guidance was really good. So it was a big mover this morning, just really choppy, and the spreads were really wide. So I came over to it, and I took a look at it. I could see that it was trying to reverse. It was about to go high a day. I was like, well, this was kind of a false. This little peak right here was the failure of the continued move up, right? If this is the pop, if this is your pullback, and then this is your candle over candle entry, this one worked, right? Then if this is a pop, this is a pullback, and this is your candle over candle entry, this is where it failed, and then it reversed, and you had a little downtrend. So I was thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe the break of this peak gets us to a high day push and maybe another move up big time, right? So I flip over to it, I see it, I take it long, I get a pretty good fill, 1778, and immediately it shoots up. I'm feeling oh so good. And I sell, what was it? Yeah, I sell half as it's breaking 18, but as soon as I hit the sell button, immediately it drops right below 18. I was like, really terrible fill. So I was like, whoa, this thing's all over the place. So I made 200 bucks in the first lot. And then I kind of held, and I was like, geez, and it's just moving way fast. I mean, this is like, this is 50 cents of movement here on this stock, and it's just going like this, like the whole time. I'm like, whoa. So I didn't feel comfortable anymore. But when it got up to where I was profitable, I took the other half off for another about 200, or just under $200 win. So it was like a $375 win on that trade. And I was like, okay, well, if this is going to be a pullback candle, I'll just get out and maybe I'll just play the pop, pullback, candle over candle entry right there, right? So that's what I was looking for, maybe on the next trade. But or I told myself, I could wait for that. It doesn't have to happen right now. Let me just get out, take profit, and wait for a better setup rather than just trying to run something high a day. That's this peak, this 85, hitting it. There it goes. Go. $20s. Oh, that fill was ass. So it blew out the top. Not really a run there. I'm just going to get out. It could probably go, but I'd rather wait for this 1 minute play here. So this next trade is exactly that. I got the pop. I got the pullback and candle over candle. This one I used a limit order to automatically fire long when that broke. I got it. I got exactly what I was looking for, the high day move. I was having some problems with my platform. You'll see that it just would not sell fast enough, and you'll see the bid and the ask. It's like it got the move, it got the break, and all of a sudden, the bid was at 18.20, and then all of a sudden it drops to like 18. Like this disappeared. Like it was nuts. So when I saw that, and also when I was having platform issues, my sell orders were going way too slow to get out. I was like, okay, I just need to get out of this trade, and that's exactly what I did. I took it at 18. It got filled at 18.09, 18.10 ish, and I ended up selling for about a 3 or 4 cent loss. 5 seconds. We'll have a 1 minute play of 1807. I've got an order ready at 1806. All right, it's live. 1806, 1807. Get the 1 minute play. Filled. No, rejection. Oh, second try. 19, 18, 29. Is it gonna go? Spreads suck on this. There it is. Whoa! E-Trade, sell! All right, I gotta get it out. It's probably gonna go now, but man, E-Trade is slow. So these next two trades were on Tesla here. Tesla was setting up a low-a-day break in what was basically a big descending triangle, and more so just using last two peaks with a low-a-day push here coming up, and you know, descending triangle is typically a bearish formation. It doesn't mean it always has to be. In this case, I really thought it was going to break down. Low a day, push. Tesla's been weak all morning. Why not? So I went. So again, he had the drop, a bounce, a candle under, candle entry. I got in a little late here. I'm looking for a low a day break. Wait a minute. Wrong candlestick. Yeah, right candlestick. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I go short looking for this low a day break. It happens, but there's no follow through at all. It breaks it by like a 10 cents or so, and there's buyers there, and it doesn't flush out. So when that happens and it starts to bounce, I cover for a loss. It was about a 100 or 1,000. What is that? 60 cents. So it's about a $1,200 loss on the short there. And then I told myself, you know, and you'll see me in the video. I said, if this, you know, descending resistance line breaks, I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna go long. So that's what happens. It flips around, it breaks to the upside now instead of breaking down. So I go long, and I buy calls at this point. I buy the 550 calls. I get 20 of them at 88.56, sell half of them for a $500 winner, and then I sell the other half for a $100 winner. So lost $1,200 on the way down, gained 600 of it back on the way up. Real tight range, getting ready for a Tesla move here. I click buy. The heck, E-Trade. You're so slow. $5.45. 1 minute Stokes is down now. This is a clear support level right now. If it can't do it now, it could break up to the top side, and I will take calls if that happens. Kodak is breaking that level we're talking about right now. All right, I'm covering this. And I'm taking calls. Oh, don't you dare reject. Don't you dare reject. Okay, me. Go. There you go. Selling half. Covering up the rest. Grab some of the loss back. So this next trade was NBAC again. This one, I kind of saw a few things here. The first one was a descending resistance line. Got the high of this run, came up to this area, connect some dots, came up to it again. 3 points of contact now on this descending resistance line. The second thing I saw was this 9 EMA was starting to come up to this line that creates a squeeze. So it's either pop or drop is probably going to happen. And then the second thing I saw at the time, and let's see if I can find it over here on the chart. Here it is over here, was the 5-minute play. So just like I do the pop, pullback, candle over candle, if you've watched my videos long enough, you know that's one of my main trades. I do that on the 5-minute as well. So I had a lot of things going here. I had a descending resistance line. I had a 5-minute candle over candle setup, a pop, pullback, and then candle over candle setup. So a lot going on here. And I used this diagonal resistance line, this break of it, as my entry. So that break led to my entry. I got in at, let's make sure it was inside this candlestick. So I got in at $18.16, right? So right here somewhere. And my first, so that's one resistance break. So the next one is going to be 18.25, which is right here. And that level, why I get that is that's the high of the last pullback candle, right? So we break that. So the last resistance that I have at this point before you hit blue skies is high day. And we did that all in one go. And after we broke high day, that's my sell signal. And I sold on the other side of that, sold 1,000 shares at 18.63 for about a $500 winner. And then the other half at 18.52 for about a $400 winner. So about $900. Very good trade. It worked out nicely. It got good fills. It's trying. It's starting to hold. I'm going to try it. Screw it. I'm going to freaking try it. E-Trade dicks me over one more time. 1830 is the main level. 20, 22, 25. 25. 20. Now it's 25 break. 5-minute is the 25. It should go if it breaks it. Don't like how it's just sitting there. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Sellers at 50. All out. Nice pop. Nice trade. So this next trade didn't work out. It was kind of a false break. So just like we did a 5-minute play on that last trade with NBAC, this one was another 5-minute play. I got this pop on the 5-minute chart. Pop, 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 pop. Pullback candle. Entries candle over candle. Got that right here. I was watching the 1-minute chart at the time. That's the peak of the 5-minute candle that I'm looking for to break. I get that break. I go long. I take 4,000 shares. Where is it at? There it is. Kodak. I take 4,000 shares. It gets the break and then immediately comes down. And at that point, I got the break I was looking for. And my stop loss, always in that scenario, is candle under candle for the most part. In this case, I gave it a little more wiggle room. I put it right there at this guy, the low of this, trough, so to speak. And it just looked like it should have gone there, and it should have maybe made a move up towards high day. It couldn't do it. Instead, it's a false break. A lot of times when things don't go like you thought they were going to go, when you hit the levels you thought were going to set things off, they reverse on you. And that's exactly what happened here. It was a $400 loser, but it could have been worse. I mean, it did pull back way more than I got out at. Unfortunate thing is, just moments later, it reversed again and went just like that. But for the one little trade I was making, it didn't work out. I had to cut it loose, move on. That ended my day. up $2,781. As always, please join me on Twitch. It's completely free. Come on in, learn. If you're a good trader, come hang out, contribute to the community as we all are looking to make money, change our financial family tree, and just be our own boss. So, as always, I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I'll see you back on Friday, hopefully, if we have a green day. Down, 5 minute down. It might break this. Everyone on the internet pushing these small caps too. I'm better off trading 20 shares of Tesla stock. How do you think Robert Wealthsimple and other easier to trade platform affect the overall market? I think you're saying. Oh, hang on. All right, I got in. 5 minute play here. See if Kodak can keep going or no. Right now, that's a false break and a half. I think it's brought a lot of new traders to the market. I think the platforms are crap, but it's certainly brought a lot of new traders to the market. Okay, that's going the wrong way. About to stop out. Yeah, that is probably going to stop me out. Got close to stopping me out here. 71 is like my stop loss. Maybe 73. Yep. Oh. Are you kidding me? Okay.